Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in for another podcast hosted by yours truly. Today on History's Top 100, talking about the well-known King Arthur. Some say he's just a myth, and others say he was a military leader. Now here's the question to all of you listeners out there. Did King Arthur really exist, or was he some kind of hoax? I'm going to be asking a few people to see their thoughts on King Arthur. Hello, Mike. What is your opinion on King Arthur's existence?
I haven't heard much about him, to be honest, but I think he must be real. I did read this article on him once. Apparently he was a military leader, a king, and also a knight. It's impossible for you to be so many things in so many stories without there being some truth. So yes, I think he was a real person, but I'm not sure on what he did exactly. I mean, if you look at how many stories there are about him, it's hard to extract the truth out of so many stories.
Interesting thoughts. Thank you for being part of our podcast. We talked to another person about their thoughts on King Arthur. Hello, Marie. I want to know what are your thoughts on King Arthur being a part of the Knights of the Round Table?
Hi, Alex. I'm afraid I never heard of the Knights of the Round Table, but I've heard of King Arthur through.
Well, for all you listeners out there, King Arthur was part of a group called the Knights of the Round Table. These were knights who would gather in a group with a few kings to make the Knights of the Round Table. Their most famous member was King Arthur. It was called the Round Table because they sat at a round table with no head of the table, meaning they were all had an equal status in the group.
That's interesting. That reminds me of a UN we have today in our society.
Yes, I
To
agree.
answer your question, I think that it was great that King Arthur took part on this, because he, obviously, was a very powerful man according to the myth.
Ah, you're right. Well, thank you for taking part in our podcast today. Let's take a short break and we'll be back with more information about the mysterious historical figure King Arthur. So we're back and we have our last person to interview. So tell me, Charlie, how do you think King Arthur died?
I have no idea.
Well, he actually died fighting his own son. According to the stories, he had a dispute with his son and it led to a full-out war. The battle was called the Battle of Camelon. The battle went on to the last men fighting, King Arthur and his son Mordred. It ended with King Arthur impaling Mordred in the heart and Mordred crushing King Arthur's skull with his sword. Yes, very gruesome indeed. Thank you for taking part in our podcast today. To end our podcast, I'd like to share our top 10 fun facts about King Arthur. Number 1. King Arthur was good friends with a druid named Merlin. Number 2. Historians have no idea where King Arthur was buried. Number 3. King Arthur's queen had betrayed him when Mordred went to war with King Arthur, and she became Mordred's queen. Number 4. King Arthur was part of the Nine Worthies, the group of historical figures who are believed to be the unstoppable group, including Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar. Number 5. King Arthur's Round Table was located in his kingdom. There was often debate that he should be the leader of the Round Table or not among the knights. Number 6. King Arthur's father, King Uther Pendragon, was quite famous himself. Number 7. There was quite a few ancient bodies found in Britain believed to be King Arthur's body. Number 8. Theories by historians suggest that King Arthur's owned 2 magical swords. One was the Excalibur and the Caliburn. Number 9. King Arthur had no confirmed birth date. And finally, number 10. King Arthur was known to fight with a sword, but he also fought with a spear when his sword broke in battle. Thank you everyone for tuning in to History's Top 100. Next time we'll be talking about the famous emperor of Rome, Julius Caesar. Thank you all.